Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. So I know we've been talking a lot about luxury. We've done YSL, we've done Marc Jacobs, we've done all that stuff. But you know what, in these times, I think sometimes it's better to talk about options at the drugstore that are honestly just as good. I'm all about a bargain. I love saving a few bucks. So I decided to make a little trip down to the Ulta through my computer, and I decided to challenge myself. So I decided we were gonna do a challenge today of trying to do a full face for as cheap as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a full face under $40. So the actual total of everything that I bought is something like $37, so just under $40. And we are gonna do a full face. This is also gonna be kind of like it's gonna be kind of like just an everyday kind of tutorial. So we're just gonna keep it super simple today. We're not gonna make it super glamorous, but we can do that. But just for this video, we're just gonna keep it super easy, and I'm gonna show you some of my favorite products at the drugstore. All I've done is I've just moisturized my face. I haven't put on any kind of primer or anything. One cool trick that you can do with a lot of products at the drugstore, and even with some that aren't at the drugstore, but you find this more in the drugstore, I feel like, is you can take a setting spray. So we're gonna take our Essence Prime Plus Studio Ultra Hydro, HD Hydro, sorry, not Ultra. And it's a primer and it's a setting spray. It does have coconut water, so I know a lot of people that are allergic to coconut, so just be careful if coconut is something that bothers you. We're gonna shake it up a little bit. We're just gonna spray. So there's our primer. I'm gonna set my primer like I normally would, even with higher end primers. So this is the e.l.f. This is just their setting powder in the shade Fair and Light. Their pressed setting powder. I'm gonna go in with my brush here. I'm just gonna lightly set my priming spray here. So this is not a new trick at all. I know a lot of people do this, and I've talked about it before. But this just helps, especially if you have oily skin, just to kind of keep everything in place longer, make sure makeup lasts longer. Just kind of a very light dusting of powder. And you see how that cut down on some of that shine? Because we have a dewy foundation, so we don't want to be too shiny right before we put on the foundation. So now we're gonna go in with our Photo Focus Dewy. This is in the shade Shell Ivory. And it's just got a little, this is the applicator. So it's just kind of like a plastic, almost like a doe foot, but not. So I'm just gonna take some on the back of my hand. That should be a good match for me. And then I'm going to take my foundation brush from Real Techniques. Now I did not count brushes in the $30 limit, or $40 limit, I'm sorry. I can't talk today, y'all. So I didn't include brushes in the $40 limit because I'm like, most people already have beauty tools that they like. So I tried to just focus on the products. Plus, could you imagine trying to do a full face, including brushes and everything, under $40 and actually have it be a good face? Probably possible, but that was a little bit too much of a challenge for me. So I was like, I'm just gonna go with makeup products under $40. Getting our Wet n Wild foundation on here. The coverage on this is pretty good. Not bad. I wouldn't say this is a full coverage, but you see it's evening me out. I don't look like I have 10 different shades on my face. I'm just taking teeny tiny bits, so not a whole lot. I'm using my Anastasia palette as a mirror. I promise I'm not cheating and using the Carly Bible palette to do my eyeshadow. I'm super psyched about the eyeshadow that we're gonna have for this video. I think it's gonna be great. Now I know some people have commented on the scent of the Photo Focus foundation. Some people have said that it smells like paint or something, is what I think I've heard. It doesn't smell like paint to me. The scent is fine. It does look nice and dewy. It doesn't look too crazy though. I honestly expected it to be a little more intensely luminous. But on my skin, it actually looks pretty nice. It just looks natural. So now we're gonna go in with another raved about drugstore fave. We're gonna go in with our e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Light Peach. So just like a normal concealer. Now this is the matte one. They do have a hydrating formula as well. So they have a matte and a hydrating. And it has a nice big doe foot, just like Tarte Shape Tape, which is my fave. We're just gonna amp up the brightness on this face. I love highlighting my chin with concealer. It's just, for some reason, I just feel like it makes my chin look so much better. Just put a little dot of concealer. Just a little dot, you know. That's a little dot. We're gonna let it dry. I love to let my concealer dry so that the coverage is a little more intense. Not too long. It shouldn't be like completely set down, but it should dry just a minute. And then when I am going in to blend my concealer, I like to take my foundation brush and use that to blend the concealer because it will make it match the foundation. Now this concealer matches the foundation pretty well already. So see, like here's the foundation and here's the concealer. So I feel like they go pretty well hand in hand. It's a little bit harder to see on camera, but this is just a tiny, tiny bit darker than our concealer here. Get our logo in the front, get it together, Sarah. So this is just a little bit lighter than this, which is perfect because you just want it to be 1 or 2 shades lighter. You don't want it to be like, what's that stuff called? Like whiteout, you know, over your foundation, unless you're just that color like I am. So now let's blend out our concealer. We're gonna go in and set it again with our e.l.f. setting powder compact. I can't remember what they called it. It's just their face setting powder. They have a loose one and they have a pressed one, but for some reason the pressed one is like $1 cheaper. So just to save some money, I went with the pressed one. Plus it won't get everywhere that way. We're just gonna set everything that we worked so hard to do. I find it funny, I'm noticing that the e.l.f. The concealer actually toned down a lot of the shine here on my forehead. So it actually is pretty matte for it to tone down a dewy foundation like that. That's pretty good. And I actually got like a 2-for-1, so this is kind of cool. This is the e.l.f. contouring blush and contour powder. And this is in the shade Fiji, which is a matte. We love a good matte blush. Oh, and it has a mirror on it. Okay, e.l.f., I see you. So it comes with this little plastic sheet here. It has a mirror on it. Hi, camera. And it has a blush and a bronzer, and this is $4. So I was gonna get like a separate, they have like a really cool baked blush and highlighter kind of thing for $4 as well. That seems like it would be really cool. It kind of looks like this, just in terms of the packaging. It's on Ulta if you want to check it out. But I decided to do the blush and the bronzer because if I was going to go with a drugstore bronzer other than this, it would definitely be the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula, but that one's like $10. So we needed to save some money. So we're going to go in with the bronzer first and just kind of contour it up. Ooh, that's nice. It's not too orange, which is cool. We're going to use our Instapop cheek brush. So for our highlight, we're going to go in with the Catrice. This is the High Glow. This is in the shade 030 Amber Crystal. This was, I believe, $4. And I've actually swatched this previously, and I think the swatches look absolutely amazing. As a little powdery. So if you have drier skin, just be a little bit, I don't want to say wary, but you know, just be aware that it's a little bit powdery. So you may need some extra moisture. Now that I'm glowing for the gods here, I went a little bit too in on that highlight. We're gonna do our eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go in with the LA Girl. This is their Pro Prime. This is actually an eyeshadow primer. Now this was on sale at Ulta. I got it for, I believe, $2.50, but I calculated it at the normal price, which is like $3. So I did not take the sale into consideration when I did my calculations. So that $37 includes this at a regular price, just as a little disclaimer. So we're gonna prime our eyelids. I love that this comes with a mirror. Like, this just feels very, I don't know, considering that it was $4, it feels extremely luxury for what it is. So that's cool. I have with me the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadows. This one is called Cream and Sugar. So they have like a bunch of these, and they're just these little, like, 4-pan eyeshadows. They're so cool. They're $3 for this, so extremely affordable. And they have a bunch of different color stories. So, like, you know, for $12 you could buy 4 of them and have a whole range of eyeshadows, which I think is so cool. So we're actually gonna try it out. They don't have any shade names on here, so I'm just gonna try to describe the shades that I'm going in with as best I can. We're gonna start off with this kind of, well, you know what? I think that's too light to be a transition shade on me. Let's do the bronzer. We'll go in with the bronzer as our transition shade, since this is a nice neutral look. Because I feel like that kind of, my skin color here is just a little bit too light to be a transition shade, but you can always use your bronzer as an eyeshadow. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's like a good, you know, out the door kind of look to use your bronzer as an eyeshadow. I don't know, that LA Girl eye primer might give my MAC paint pot a run for its money. It's looking pretty good. It's blending everything pretty well too. I say as I'm just packing on eyeshadow, not even blending anything yet. Of course, we're blending with our Jeffree Star brushes. We're gonna use the darker of the 2 metallic shades, so this kind of darker bronzy gold shade here. We're gonna pack that onto our eyelid. I'm gonna try with a brush first over the primer just to see how the primer handles metallic eyeshadows, and then we're gonna do it with our finger. Okay! LA Girl is not playing. Neither is e.l.f. I mean, some of it is the shadow too. Like, holy cow, that's beautiful. Pat McGrath is shook right now. Like, that is just, whoa. I don't remember drugstore shadows being this good. Wow. I just need to buy up like all of these and I'll never need eyeshadow again. Don't let my husband hear you say that. He's giggling from the corner. I will say some of the bite-sized palettes, they do have like kind of mixed reviews on the Ulta website. This one is great. The Cream and Sugar one is nice. So now we're gonna go in with the dark brown shade. Again, no names. We're just going in with the different eyeshadows here. And we're just gonna deepen up that crease. This is like a nice little everyday look. I mean, this is really very wearable. You could use the skin color. You could use like the eyeshadow that's like my skin color instead of the metallic one if you wanted it to be a little more natural. But I mean, this is pretty good. I'm a little shocked, y'all. And this brown isn't like patchy at all. We're gonna go in with the lighter metallic shade here. And we're just gonna put that in the center of our eyelid for some highlight and then on the inner corner of our eyes. So we're just gonna tap that. Oh wow. That's so pretty. Oh my gosh. So we're just gonna tap that here in the middle. We're just gonna take that same blender brush and just kind of blend out those lines a little bit. Wow. Like you would not believe I'm wearing $3 eyeshadow right now. It looks so good. Wow, okay. Now we're just gonna take that dark brown shade again and we're gonna put that underneath our eye on our lower lash line. I'm gonna take my Morphe M574 and we're gonna put that on our lower lash line. Just give it some smokiness because I did not buy eyeliner. Disclaimer, I did not buy eyeliner. I'm not a huge eyeliner fan generally anyway, unless it's like a pencil that I can smoke out really well. But if you want a good drugstore liner, I would recommend the NYX eyeliner pencils. Those are really good. Especially I think they're called Ultra Glide. They're really good for like the waterline. I think those are $8 each. And the pencils are really good. Those are $4 each. I've bought the Essence, the Instant Volume Boost Mascara. I have heard their mascara is raved about by lots of people. I believe this was $2.50 for this mascara, so not a bad price at all. Again, I think this one was on sale when I bought it. I know the lip glosses were, which we'll go over in a second. So I did not, anything I got on sale, I did not calculate that in my $37 calculation that I told y'all about. It's not giving me that like spider lash feeling, which I do like. But it is giving me just a little bit of volume. A little bit. It's giving me a lot of volume, which I like. The formula is not too wet. Yeah, it's just a nice little mascara for $2.50. I mean, that's pretty great. It did get a little bit clumpy on this side, but it was super easy to fix it. It really wasn't an issue at all. Like, it was super easy. So now we're just gonna take that brown shade from the bite-sized eyeshadow palette and I'm just gonna fill in my brows with it because I didn't buy a separate brow product. I like to use eyeshadows as brow products when I can. And then I'm using my Jeffree Star Morphe JS7 because it has that good like pointed brush and a spoolie. Oh, this is just so nice. I mean, considering that I'm using a $3 eyeshadow to do my brows, that's not bad. Before we do lip gloss, we're just gonna set it again with our Prime and Studio HD Hydra Primer Spray with coconut water. I'm trying to think of what this smell makes me think of. This is gonna sound gross. It kind of makes me think of my doctor's office. Like the soap at my doctor's office, like it's not a bad smell, but it's like, at least it's a clean smell. Now we're gonna go in with our Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss. I bought 2 shades. This is the lighter one, and it's called number 17 Let It Go. I guess Elsa designed this lip gloss. And then I have this one, which I think would be really pretty with this look. I'm really into like a dark nude lip gloss. I like darker nude colors. I don't like to do colors that are the exact same as my skin just because to me it looks washed out a little bit. That's just personal preference though. And this is in the shade number 6, Bright On. These are very, very sparkly. I mean, like the camera doesn't really do it justice, so like these are so sparkly in real life, like very, very glittery. And I only paid like $1.75 for it. They're really not sticky or anything. You know how sometimes cheap lip glosses will have like, you can see like strings of gloss kind of sticking down. This is not like that. This is actually very nice. Feels very moisturizing. It looks really nice. It's very juicy. The price is absolutely right. They're very sparkly and it translates onto the lips very, very sparkly. It looks really sparkly on the lips and it looks really sparkly in the tube. Be aware, these are a little bit gritty. But overall, I mean, I think this look is just fantastic for a full face under $40. I'm shocked. I truly am shocked. I do want to try some more of these lip glosses for sure because I absolutely love them. And I do want to try some more of the e.l.f. the bite-sized eyeshadows. Those are really cool. So that's all I have for you today. Again, the total for this full face was about $37. I bought all these products at Ulta. So anything that you see on my face, I will put the description box down below. And I might try to go ahead and link it all to the Ulta website, you know, just so you can go and find everything that I used here. So be sure to come back for more videos